Thank you, Jordan. We're back live in the studio. Clint August, Greg Cantor, and Denise Frazier, who is with Frazee Paint. Now, we're talking about common paint problems. What are some of those common paint problems the homeowner has?
Oh my gosh, we have fading, we have cracking, and we have peeling, which I'm sure Greg is more than familiar with.
Well, I usually come in, in an old house that needs to be remodeled, and I see those kind of things.
Absolutely.
So your home can get a sunburn as well, then?
Absolutely.
Pretty much what it is.
With fading, it's if you're using a low-grade paint that you shouldn't be using. If it's exposed to the sun, you're going to get the fading that way. So it's UV rays, just like our skin.
And preparation is so important. I mean, that's both to avoid fading and as well as peeling can happen, right? So explain what really needs to go into preparation before you even put paint on the wall.
Preparation is huge. Number one, are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to hire a painter to do it? If you're going to do it yourself or have a painter do it, be sure that it's power washed and clean. Paint will not adhere to a dirty surface.
Hire a painter. Just hire a painter. Trust me, I know.
So with the fading, if you have fading and the substrate is in good condition, clean it, use a primer, and then repaint, and then you're good to go. And you're going to have paint. You're going to have fading with your brighter colors.
Another reason for fading, though, is using, I don't want to say, I hate to say cheap, but cheap paint or the wrong product for that solution.
Right. So circle back around, go into your Frazee store and talk to them about what product to use to alleviate that problem.
And Frazee actually carries the right paints for the region, right? So you can, you know that going into that store, one of your stores, you're going to find the right paint.
Right, and they are familiar with our climate in San Diego, and they will know what paint to steer you towards.
We focused on fading. Now let's talk about peeling. What causes the peeling?
Peeling there again is putting paint on a surface that wasn't cleaned, moisture, which we have in San Diego. So the solution to that would be to clean it and prime it and use the proper paint. And really you're going to find that rule is with everything. It's your preparation and the moisture in the air.
And speaking of that, you definitely need to fill, caulk, and seal as well before you prime, and those products are available at Frazee as well.
Oh, right. You can go into any Frazee store and talk to them about the product and talk to them about what you need to get the product done, to get your project done.
And then cracking. Okay, I see this on a lot of homes around San Diego, and it seems like they're the older homes. But how do you avoid that? Well, first of all, how does that happen? And then what do you do for that?
Well, cracking is over years. And say you put an enamel paint over a semi-gloss or vice versa. You're putting two different types of paint on a building or inside, outside, and it wasn't done properly. It wasn't cleaned.
So really you need to strip that off.
Right. You need to strip that down, sand it down, prime it, and then repaint.
And the cracking happens more in heat areas. So like in rural areas, inland, what can a homeowner do to prevent the cracking?
Well, it's more where your temperatures drops drastically. We don't have that so much in San Diego. So there again, it would be talking to your paint expert, finding out what paint is good for that climate. And because, believe it or not, not only is there a lot of products, there's also different products for different climates. And that's what's nice about Frazee is you can go in and talk to them about that, and they will know what product to use.
Frazee's been in San Diego County for how many years?
Oh my goodness!
I mean, ever since I've grown up, that's the paint.
Right.
And
I was a kid going to Frazee Paint with my dad, my uncles. There's 22 locations, and it's really we talk about how you can trust the pros. Definitely one of our great pros is Frazee Paint. Again, 22 locations. And, if you miss any part of this, by the way, you can catch it on ApprovedHomePros.com. But we do want to get to the fan question here because we're going to try and stump you on this one. My husband wants to paint the outside of our house himself. He is not a professional in capital letters.
Is this your wife?
It is not my wife, thank you very much. Should he attempt this, Denise? Please, please, please take my side and say no.
I would say to save your marriage, no, he should not.
Like she's talking to me.
Yeah. I think a painting job, it just depends on what condition the house is in, right?
Right, absolutely. There again, preparation, how much prep needs to be done. And don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, honey, we're going to paint today. Because that's not how it works. You need to prep, go see your local Frazee store, talk to them about product, talk to them about a painter. We recommend painters all the time.
I think most wives know if their husband is capable, so I think she might be able to answer her own question.
That's right.
My wife's more handy than me, but that's all right. You know what? Let the pros handle it if you're a guy like me or a girl like me. It doesn't matter. Call Frazee Paint. Denise Frazier's one of our trusted pros, and you can get a hold of them through ApprovedHomePros.com. And now Jordan is in the field. Let's get out to her.